Hello! Been a while. This is about my fourth time trying to start this video because I keep having technical issues. So, hopefully, it's okay now. Well anyway, checking out Fire on the Mountain by Captain Nico. I really enjoy his other VN burrows, so I'm excited to see what he does with this one. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Employee training seminar starting in 3, 2... Welcome aboard, Rangers! If you're watching this, you've made the bold decision to become a part of our park's esteemed staff. Whether you're starting with experience, some college, or got transferred here due to an ongoing substance abuse program, we promise there will always be a place for you here at Campsite 7. Now, I know what you're thinking. What makes Campsite 7 any different from the other 45 listed stations? What's that? That wasn't what you were thinking. Picture it. Crestfall National Park is the oldest and largest national park in all of North America. Its broad expanse stretches over 5 separate states. Which states are those, you ask? Established in 1874 by the Wildlife Preservation Society, our park proudly hosts a multitude of nature's wonders, not limited to geysers that shoot water scalding enough to boil a curious traveler alive in seconds, cliffs that claim the lives of freehand rock climbers in the triple digits every year, and for the more adventurous visitors, lakes. So many lakes. Over 2,000 to be exact. So, if you find any new lakes not listed on the map, please keep it to yourself. Our cartographer is currently on strike. Damn Freelancers Guild. While you're visiting our beautiful park, you'll likely be greeted by one of our many lovely rangers. That means you put down those potato chips and listen up. Rangers work to bridge the gap between modern civilization and the wilderness. Your expertise can quite literally be the difference between life and death for visitors. Exciting, right? New rangers are carefully selected through a rigorous testing process, and only the finest specimens are fit to wear their uniform. Your uniform is your badge, and your word is law. Note, due to recent cases of certain individuals impersonating park staff by meticulously recreating our uniforms, all employees are required to wear a pin stating that they do in fact work here. The Crestfall Park Ranger represents the culmination of more than a century's worth of passion, education, and innovation. We strive to teach the importance of coexisting with nature in this ever-advancing world of technology and urban development. It seems like just yesterday that computers became a part of our everyday lives. But who's to say what's next? Flying cars? Mobile phones? Diet soda! I live in fear. With that said, you are now fully prepared to begin your journey as a ranger in Crestfall Park. Have fun, and always remember our motto: we always serve our guests first. Oh, about Campsite 7. There's, mountain? Look forward to that, I guess. Is this shit over? I need a smoke break. God, being gay sucks sometimes. I could dispense with all the glitz and glamour if it meant I didn't have to eat right to the bottom. Oh, eat right to bottom. Very okay. Not that it'd make a big difference. My stomach's been in knots all morning. Ever since the message, "I'm on the bus, see you soon," popped up on my phone. I've been trying and failing for the last hour to come up with a witty reply. After all, this is the last time I'll have a digital barrier to hide how awkward I am. Looking forward to it. No, that's too eager. I don't want him to think I caught feelings already. Cool. See you soon. No, too aloof. I need to let him know I'm at least slightly excited. The second you get off that bus, I'm gonna plant the biggest kiss on that sexy face of yours, and I don't care who's watching. Tonight that lizard ass is mine. Winky, meow face. Too honest. Besides, double texting comes off as desperate. What then? It was a fun little reflection. I send a thumbs up and shut off my phone. Perfect. Mr. App is what I've been calling him when people ask. Feels easier, less professional. Of course, we told each other our names. After a week of sexting using only our screen names, it felt right to give him something to call me in person. Still, it doesn't feel real yet. In my mind, his face is a little circle next to the name Bukisoda96. I knew right away we'd get along from his icon. You don't see an Ergo Proxy profile picture in the wild very often. Turns out he'd never seen the anime and found the picture on some goth mood board on Tumblr. Thought it was a fan art of Amy Lee. But look at this background. Don't be fucking rude. Oh, the Mothman. Blah. We had a good laugh about it and just kept talking. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that should be long enough. All clear. Cool. Just don't eat for the rest of the day and I should be down to clown with Mr. App. I guess I could have just asked if he was a top. Our horny late night messages never got into personal details like that. I don't want to come off as another cock-hungry old man. These apps are depressing enough without me adding to that statistic. How are we supposed to meet new people before the internet anyway? I'm bumping into a cute guy and spilling coffee on him? Hitting on your boss even though he's married? We're not stuck fooling around in secret anymore, but this doesn't feel like a much better alternative. There's no thrill of the hunt here. If anything, it feels like grocery shopping for dick and hoping you get what you ordered. Just calm down. It'll be fine. I take a deep breath and rub a finger over the ancient walls of this wooden outhouse. I wonder if I'm the first horny faggot they've witnessed using a disposable enema before, or if I'm simply one in a long line of horny faggots over the years. I chuckle, christening my defamation of this place with a second flush that shakes its rickety walls. It's not a crime if there's no evidence. Alright, let's get this shit show on the road. No, what was it? Gotta cut off my thing before I can read it. The peaceful and quiet, blah blah blah. Mommy, there's a ranger we can ask. Huh? No, dear, that's... Her voice trails off. I guess she couldn't make up her mind about what to call me, shaking her head in disgust instead. You're a ranger, I presume? I glance down to make sure my "I work here" pin is still firmly in place and nod. We're trying to find our way back to the main campsite. That's where the fun fair is, right? Yes, sirree. If you just turn around and look for signs with blue arrows, you'll get to the main area. Well, we tried that, but... Don't you have phones? You're literally holding a phone. Oh! So much for friendly service. Have a great day, ma'am. Ignoring the fact that there's almost no signal out here, they could have at least tried checking first. She grabs her daughter's hand and they walk off in a huff. I hear an "ooh" in the distance and smile in satisfaction. Another mystery solved. It's only been a few years since I started noticing them. Campers with phones practically glued to their hands at all times. I figured it'd make my job easier, but it seems to have had the opposite effect. Despite having the answers to all the world's questions in the palm of their hands, they still see it fit to bother staff with inane questions like, is it really illegal to touch the wildlife? Or, what do you mean I can't hunt off-season? The kid gives me a final glance before her mother pulls her away and the two disappear out of view. Am I really giving neighborhood creeper this early in the AM? I do a quick breath check. Nope, smells like regular tobacco to me. Did she think I was genderqueer or trans? That I was using the wrong bathroom, maybe? I guess I could have just used the toilet in my cabin, but this is more thrilling, you know. If I'm gonna have sex in the woods, I want the full, unhinged fantasy. It's not easy to find opportunities for debauchery in the great outdoors. Well, none that I'd be interested in anyway. You can't call it proper debauchery unless there's someone to appreciate your handiwork. I have a reputation to keep up. Tagging trees gets old when you realize this park has several million of them. I could get back into arson, I guess. Damn you, question marks. I don't know what kind of person this is supposed to be. Let's just skip a... Jerry. Okay, woman. Woman! I think... was the possum? Not the possum. Hedgehog? Porcupine? Hedgehog. Maybe. I've seen their pictures all, but I don't remember which one's which. Hey, what the fuck, Ripley? Jerry stands a few feet away, tapping a foot impatiently. She's up early. Wrong, it was the rabbit, hare, whatever. Do you still work here? Jerry stands a few feet away, tapping a foot impatiently. Wait, I just went back, didn't I? Oops. Hit the wrong button. That joke stopped being funny after the first time. Okay. What? She scans my outfit, widening her eyes as if to say, what do you mean, what? I knew you were a capital F faggot, but I didn't know you were a whore to boot. Whoa, first of all, that's our word. Second, I'm a slut. Get it right. Her face stays motionless as she forces a chuckle. Okay, but seriously, what in God's name is this outfit? You do know we have another group of kids coming in today, right? That's a good face. Oh, was that today? This really isn't helping with the whole convince me you're not secretly a pedo thing, Lay? Ripley? Lee? Lay. I don't know. I force out a tired chuckle. As far as running jokes go, this is the worst one to get stuck with. How does this outfit give pedo? Wouldn't a pedo have bright colors and candy or something? Besides, you haven't even found my taxidermy collection. I call libel. Libel is written. This is slander. You're a walking hate crime with tits. She whacks me on the nose with the clipboard. Be serious. I really don't want to sit through another HR meeting about tone. I'm not actually planning to interact with the little shit gremlins anyway. Get off my back. Anyway, come on. We had the morning roll call to get over with. I groan. I don't like it either, but it's just one of those things you gotta do. What's the point? We all know each other by now. Is it a test to see which one of us has short-term memory loss? At your age, I think the word you're looking for is dementia. Why are you complaining to me anyway? You're the one who's closest to the top, bitch to them. I can't. Oh, bitch to... Okay. I was confused. Because... ever since that incident, the higher-ups have been breathing down my neck 24/7. They want us to do things by the book until the press stops covering it. Her stoic expression shifts for a moment. Right. Fuck 'em all to hell. Damn vultures. Out of banter, I begrudgingly head towards the main lodge with her. The orange arrows that guide our way clash violently with the greener in a way that makes me queasy. I choke it down before Jerry can notice. I finally got her to stop asking if I've been eating, and I'd like to keep the streak going. I blink and we're already at the entrance. The heavy wooden door, swelled from the unforgiving humidity, takes all my strength to push it open. Maybe if you ate something besides Zoloft for breakfast, you'd have a modicum of upper body strength. Streak ended. We flop into the main hall, reveling in the cool air as we wait for the others to arrive. Shit, has it been getting hotter every summer, or is it just me? It's probably global warming. Like, it was never this hot, even when I was a kid. It's probably global warming. Do you think it's global warming or something? No way. Nobody remembers when these log buildings were constructed, but they feel ancient compared to the modern offices and the civic center. I find some comfort knowing that this place stood the test of time. Mock totem poles dot each of the room's corners, serving as pseudo-mascots for the park. Each has a vaguely native-sounding name, and it's a wonder nobody's cancelled us over them yet. Hell, you can still buy statues of Poognoog, Hacksack, Wigwag, and Petey in the gift shop. I'm just waiting for the day a secret shopper with a liberal agenda blows our whole operation open and we get shut down. Move over, you're using up all the good air. Is this just shit on Ripley Day or something? What's eating you? She shrugs. I don't need a particular reason. I guess I started my period today. Gross. There we go again. I have a biological excuse that nobody can argue against. Does that mean you're gonna be better or worse than usual? I'm still deciding. Okay. Other rabbit. Rightio, Rangers! A jarringly chipper voice greets us from behind the reference desk. Of course he was here first. Good morning, Jerry. Ripley? It certainly is morning, Wei. The lanky hair nods and goes back to restocking the various pamphlets that litter the front desk. Strange that we didn't notice his overwhelming aura upon entering. We really need to join the club and make a directory app. All this paper is such a waste. With the shit signal we get out here, we just end up getting more complaints than we already do. They're called critical insights, Jerry. Please use park protocol language. Bite me. Mr. App said he knows some basic Java. Maybe I could get him to do it. That was a less curious than I expected. I guess she's tired of hearing about him by now. What did it say? What is OBS saying? I need to pause. Alright, I turned down a setting. We'll see if it stops yelling at me or whatever. So it's telling me it's already overloaded. Okay, it's gone. We'll see. Whatever. I shouldn't have fucking updated OBS, apparently. I agree. An app would be more environmentally conscious. However, our older patrons just prefer paper. It's traditional, tactile. He rubs one of the river maps with a disturbing level of sensuality. I can't believe we're even tangentially related by species. There's that lesbian sarcasm I've come to know and love. But no worries. I proudly support all the letters of the Alphabet Mafia. Even whatever Ripley is. No, wait. That's not the... Q? Is it Q? Can someone please tell me what the Q means? Let him think he's helping. I don't think his tiny mind can handle the truth right now. His annoyingly perfect visage beams at us, truly free of all thoughts. All thoughts, period. He's lucky he's pretty. Oh, yes, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm that kind of VN protagonist. I've tossed around the idea of dating all my male coworkers, or even if I could get away with a one-night stand. For a year, my life felt like some shitty dating sim, but those wide-eyed dreams were quickly extinguished after working with these numbnuts. Now, they'd be lucky if I used one of them as wank material when the internet goes down. I'm too old to chase after dudes who don't want me back. My internal monologue is suddenly cut short as the other rangers file in behind us. Well, most of them. The hare folds a pamphlet into a shuriken and throws it with deadly precision, nearly hitting one of them square in the face. Note, it's not a shuriken because he's Asian. Shurikens are just a cool shape. Stop it with the question marks! I don't even know which one of them said it. The hell was that? Late! Took the words out of my mouth. What voice was that? Took the words out of my mouth. Let's see. I scan over the crowd occupying the front desk. One borzoi, check. One hedgehog, check. One donkey. Where's the Australian? Okay, what's his excuse this time? Don't look at me. I scowl at the lanky borzoi that leads the pack. He shrugs, replying in his usual smug tone. Crikey, I'm still in the middle of this set. I'll be in 20 minutes, cause. I roll my eyes. Cam doesn't say crikey nearly as much as our imaginary version of him does. Just punch in for him, Lee. Or is it Lay? Because you say it Ripley, but it's But it sounds weird to say lay and spell with a... Whatever, I'm gonna say lay. You know he's good for it. I'll forgive him since he's still a trainee, but he'll need to stick to a routine if he wants to be a full-time ranger. This is the last time we cover for him. Deal? I'm sure. And what's your excuse, Ro? Ah, it's a real tragedy. Is there a body count? There will be if the mess hall doesn't replace their espresso machine. I refuse to ingest that grainy, fetid dreck they serve for free in the greeting center. We both know that ain't in the budget. There isn't a Starbucks next to the gift shop? Go get your fix. He sticks his tongue out in disgust. More emotion in his face than a crying actress giving a winning Oscar speech. I hope you're choking, Jerry. You might as well drain the swamps and serve it to me in a $17 novelty cup. What did this have to do with... Oh. Well, obviously I had to drive an hour into town to the only decent cafe. Yes, obviously. Of course. I simply need a new L'espresso machine installed. Then I can continue to use my own hand-roasted, locally sourced, conflict-free beans here at the campsite. People are dying, Ro. He rolls his pompous eyes, and I genuinely consider putting it on the next order sheet just to hear the higher-ups' reactions. Also, I'm sure that I'm the last person who's noticed, but what on God's green earth are you wearing, Ripley? Watch it. My grandmother passed this down to me. I shove my hands in my exposed pockets, pulling my waistband down until he cringes. I felt like digging out some of my old duds today, and no special reason. Wow, Mr. App isn't a special reason. Shh! Ooh! Who's this? That's a good... These are all good faces. They have such good faces. Nobody. Surely not a coworker. Yes! I mean, no! I swear to God, this is why I never update OBS. Fucking... decided to just crash on me. I love it. It's so good. I love technology. I love technology. I love technology. Better work. Gonna fucking update this thing next time if this is gonna keep doing this. Damn it. She always says one thing too many. Wei puts a hand on my shoulder and closes one eye in an autistic attempt to wink. We support you. Quote, baby, you were born this way, end quote. Ah, enough! Can we please move on? And their eyes dart between each other in a silent gossip complete with nods and smiles. Jerry, do you have today's report ready? She fishes around for something in her jacket before pulling out a crumpled piece of paper. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, fellows. Today's gonna fucking suck. We're dealing with 2 buses worth of day campers. Our supplies have barely been replenished since the last visit. And now we're 1 counselor short. Everyone's gonna have to be on their A game until tomorrow. The guest bunks need to be cleaned, access to every advanced trail needs to be roped off. And chaperones. Damn it, I'll have to repeat all of this to Cam. I hear a squee and remember Zelda's been here the whole time. Oh, I couldn't be happier!
Every time I see one of those cute yellow buses full of their bright little faces and happy little laughs, I could just die.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I've long yearned to have a child of my own, but until I meet Mr. Right, this will have to do.
It's impressive how she manages to remind us she's single at least once a day. Is she hoping one of us takes the bait? I call the face painting booth.
Again?
Ro, you've made it entirely clear you have no interest in being a team player by constantly hogging the lowest effort jobs. I like it. Keep up the great work. I'd protest, but Jerry's already taken control of this morning's roll call. Once she gets started, there's no stopping her. Jerry's been here the second longest, after me. We know next to nothing about each other's past, and that's why we get along so well. Actually, nobody here knows anything about her past. I've heard rumors fly around from time to time, but none of them sound even remotely true. I guess every bitter homosexual worth their salt needs a bona fide fag hag. At least you can pick up the slack when I'm feeling overwhelmed.
I was up all night Googling native handicrafts for the arts and crafts group. It's so inspiring that we can teach the next generation and open their minds to other cultures.
Did you look up a specific tribe, or... I lost his voice. The tech issues.
Pardon?
Are these Sioux crafts? Cheyenne? Shoshone?
I think they prefer being called First Nations people. Now, First Nations people now, Ro. Look it up.
Zelda is pretty much the polar opposite. She's as normcore as it gets, complete with a distressed Disney graphic t-shirt and Totoro earrings from Etsy. She's one of our newer additions, having graduated from volunteer to full-time ranger. Like all the newbies, she's still brimming with hope and wonder. From what I heard, Campsite 7 was her bottom pick. Something about having the least amount of eligible bachelors out of the bunch. She either has a NASA-level gaydar, or her type is beyond my imagination. Either way, I give it a month before her spirit gets crushed like a snail on a rainy driveway and she gets reassigned.
What's the problem now, Ro?
Is it really safe to be using tempera paint on these kids? They make skin-safe face paint, you know. It's not in the budget, quit your bitchin'. Is a lawsuit in the budget of if one of these kids happen to have an allergic reaction to $3 paint? Is it a known allergen or something? Yes, red number 40. I got painted as the Red Ranger at a street fair once, and my face swelled up like a balloon.
Oh, I have that allergy too.
She holds up a hand for a high five.
Okay then, we'll just not use red paint. What if one of the kids asks for something that uses red? Isn't Ro an artist? Just use the other colors to make red, silly.
Was there more to that I skipped? No. He starts to shake violently. I can't even believe to explain why that's wrong. Oh my god, why didn't I listen to my parents?
Woo! I love solving problems. Besides, it is firmly stated in the park safety regulations that we are not responsible for any allergies, pre-existing conditions, or accidents that occur during visits to our campsite.
What he said. Use the red paint. No! Zelda gives up, holding her high five, and taps her own hand before slumping into a chair. Why Why didn't anyone tell me creative writing was a useless degree? Ro started here at the beginning of the year. Pretty sure he's from New York? He never specified if it was NYC or somewhere else. But judging from his snooty demeanor, it's pretty obvious which. It's clear he still hasn't tempered his expectations for working out here in the boonies. Wonder what made him want to give it up to live all the way out here. They have national parks in NY State, don't they? Well, I guess I could just talk to him if I want to know why. What? You're staring again. Shut up. I'm doing my inner monologue, dude. Apologies. Nah, I'll keep the mystery going for the hell of it. Then Cameron and I will handle sports as usual. We can reuse the setup from last week. Soccer, basketball, and hockey should suffice. Wait, how does hockey work on grass? A rift in your lesbian knowledge! How rare! I could kill you. I think he's talking about field hockey. I'm on a Facebook mom group for all the school sports in my area, so... But you don't have kids. She does realize that if she were a man, she'd be on the FBI's watch list. What did you say? That you... How dare you? My little fur babies are practically my flesh and blood. Here we go. She pulls out her phone and I pretend to have not seen the same cat photos she showed me last week. Ah, cute. Downright adorkable, Ripley. Why, just last weekend my little Zachariah was practically meowing my name as he ate treats off of my... Wei cuts in front of me, carefully examining Zelda's photographed midlife crisis. Wow, that orange one is really energetic. That'd be my girl Sasha. She keeps me young. Have you considered signing her up for a pet sports league? I think she has what it takes to make it to the top. Do they have a Facebook group? Maybe. I could ask my grandmother to check for me. You don't have an account? Wild. Is it? I find the whole social media thing distracting, to be honest. I took this job because I fell in love with the great outdoors. The raw, unfiltered beauty. No. There's definitely a nature filter on Insta. Sometimes it just makes me want to strip naked and walk into its welcoming embrace, with only fate deciding if I survive. Wei is an oddball. I'm not really sure if he's on the spectrum or just terminally positive about everything. Either way, something about him pisses me off. Don't get me wrong. I'm fully aware that I'm a jaded SOB well past his prime. But something about a hot dude also being a genuinely wholesome person is uncanny. Some kind of social paradox that can't exist outside of fanfiction. A fanfiction Zelda probably wrote when she was in high school, long before Wattpad existed. Moreover, despite his age, he's already been promoted to supervisor. If anything ever happened to me, I'm sure he'd be happy to replace me and rule this park with an iron fist. Hey, guys? Everyone shuts up. They understand that when I use this tone, I'm acting as park manager and not Ripley. Before you run off like headless chickens, we have to go over something. Zelda gulps. Jerry looks down, already knowing where this is going. Regarding the Jack Reyes situation. Oh. I'm sure you're aware of how much media exposure there's been about his disappearance. A missing child is about as serious as it gets, and technically our site is still under police investigation.
Firstly, if anyone from the press shows up to interview you or the children, escort them off the premises immediately. Get an officer to back you up if you have to. We are not making any statements at this time. Secondly, I want to make it clear as possible. Do not let any kids out of your sight. Make sure they go to the bathroom in groups and that every accessible area of the campsite has a ranger keeping watch. I was able to wrangle a few officers to help pad out our numbers, but we're short-staffed as it is. I'm depending on you guys, okay? Everyone nods. Thank you for putting it so eloquently, sir. The disappearance has been weighing on all our hearts, and I know for a fact everyone's been cooperating with the police. It's been 2 weeks, don't they usually... She stops herself. Nobody wants to admit it, but the chances of him turning up alive are slim. Anyway, is that all for today? Not yet. I still have to report to the boss. Ah, right! I kind of forget he exists most of the time. I shrug. It's probably better that way. I'll try to make it quick. Don't burn the place down while I'm gone, okay? I'm not the only one who finds it weird, right? I like it better than his last hair color. Not that, Einstein. Rose talking about the boss. Oh! Yes, he is a strange one. You've met him? Yes! Well, not directly, no. I've received plenty of faxes, though. It's fucking weird. He didn't even come to the barbecue. You didn't come to the barbecue. My point stands. Even back when I worked for minimum wage at Joanne's, our boss would make the rounds from time to time. Not knowing what he looks like is kind of unnerving. I've been imagining him as Sir from a series of unfortunate events. I've been imagining him as Mr. Sir from Holes. Clayton from Tarzan for me. Why all villains? Yeah, it's just the vibe I get. The state is notoriously strict about protocol. Maybe we're too low level to get in on these meetings. Bullshit. Wei and I are both supervisors. As far as I know, nobody else has made manager since Ripley. The way he talks about the park, it's almost as if he's been here his whole life. He just turned 30, no? Yeah. Twink death. Has anyone tried asking him? Cam, maybe. And nobody else would want to risk getting written up for disobedience. I'd have to peel off one of my gold stars. All my true crime alarms are going off. How so? A missing person? A mysterious figurehead controlling the release of information to the public? We're talking about an actual missing child here. Don't trivialize the case. It would be highly problematic if they were withholding information from the police. But we don't owe anything to the news outlets looking for their next scoop. Listen, I've looked through some of their records going way back. Rip isn't involved in any of the shady shit going on at Crestfall. So you admit, there's shady shit going on. You didn't hear from me, but... Okay, cunts. Meeting adjourned. Hello! How was the meeting? I can tell from whatever discussion they were having. I can tell whatever discussion they were having was intense. They look around cluelessly as if they'd been standing here doing fuck all for the last 5 minutes. Mostly the same old shit. Respect the park, sell memberships, plug the gift shop.
Oh, and find whoever's been selling meth to teenagers. No, it's not me.
Darn! Back to square one. And in regard to today's plans?
Ah, right. Jares on face painting. What? No, fuck off! He gently knocks over a novelty bobblehead in protest. Weighs on sports duty with Cam.
Adequate!
Zelda. I let it hang in the air, enjoying the suspense a little too much. Is still handling arts and crafts.
Yes! Suck it, bitches!
I base level hate everyone, but you top the list, Zelda.
All you haters are my motivators.
Ro looks at me with his black boba eyes. They're begging for me to release him from this mortal coil. I close my eyes and try to imagine myself in his position. I think it's called empathy or something. You're in charge of snacks. Go to the mess hall and grab the stuff on the list. You're gonna have a booth showing them how to make ants on a log. I can tell Ro is holding back a victorious roar. Instead, he smiles confidently and flicks a lock of hair off his face. Sure, I can do that.
Fuck you.
You wish.
Actually, I'm ovulating right now, so I'm kind of game for whatever.
TMI.
I remember those days.
Me too.
I am very confused.
Alright, enough chit-chat. Get a fucking move on. Everyone except Ro and Zelda leave grumbling about their new jobs. I try to convince them that it wasn't my decision, but they're not having it. Maybe it's because of my unfulfilling high school career, but I relish the opportunity to hold any small degree of power over my peers. Seethe, bitches. I'm so tickled that I almost bump into Jerry, who's been waiting by the exit for some reason. What? Don't forget to relay everything to Cam. I was secretly glad he didn't show up. It's hard to focus when he's in the room. What's the deal between you two? There is no deal. God, what are you, my mom? Well, I'm definitely not your dad. He's still at the store buying milk. Wei was right. You do have that Leslie sarcasm. Whatever. Go tell your fuck buddy he has a job to keep. He's not my... She runs off before I can defend myself. God damn it, does everyone think that? I mean, I get it. It's Cam. I just don't like talking to him alone anymore. It's as simple as that. He's nicer than the others have been, but he's still the type I'm attracted to. And that's dangerous. Nah, wait a minute. I have options. I have Mr. App. I confidently whip out my phone to check if my brilliant reply from earlier earned a response. Well, looks like somebody finally put baby in a corner. Okay, well, his connection is probably terrible right now, so I'll chalk it up to that. I glance at the various hookup apps on my phone. It's a sea of headless torsos and blank profiles. Of the two new messages, one is spam and the other is a simple, "Hey." Oh? Am I still baby after all? I frown as I check account and see DL, married, no fats, no femmes. Block. What did I expect? I was lucky enough to snag Mr. App. This area is a hookup graveyard, either consisting of balding married dads who peaked in high school or guys with no car, no privacy, and no way to come see me.
That's part of what made Mr. App different.
He put the effort in. Hell, just getting on a bus is more effort than any real-life partner's ever given me. I scroll over to our old conversation on Zed app and smile. It was the last thing we talked about right before we exchanged phone numbers and switched to texting. Him making me promise not to catch feelings once we heard each other's voice. I lolled, and Pinky swore I'd keep it casual, even when we finally met up. The hell am I doing? My phone buzzes as soon as I shove it back into my pocket. I hesitate, not wanting to seem desperate despite being alone. That fails, and I check my phone to see... Oh, just them. And I'll check the group chats after I visit Cam. God knows the one with all the Europeans probably started at 5 a.m. and is still going. Note, whenever the phone icon is visible, Ripley will be able to check his messages. These update periodically, so be sure to check for new messages. That's a good place to stop. I was waiting for us to leave that room. It just kept going for a little bit. Right, that was split up into 3 videos, and I don't know how long it was, so I think it was pretty long. But who knows? Anyway, I really like how this is going so far. It's a fun style. Lots of good sprites and art, and you know, the usual from Nico. Yeah. I don't know how long this first build is, but judging on Burrow's builds, it'll probably be a couple videos, at least. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it, and hope to see you next time. Bye!